We're here with Kurt Angle, Olympic wrestling medalist, and also a pivotal role in the film Warrior, out this Friday. Your character, Kurt, reminds me, and maybe he was fashioned after Fedor Emelianenko. What inspiration did you get from the real-life legend?
I actually started to order his fights and studied his every move. When I went to the casting call, they tried out about 48 different fighters. About 60% of them were Russian. They did not have the look they were looking for. Almost gave up on it, and I kept putting it off. My friend kept asking me to come down to his fight club where they were hosting the Warrior training camp. He said, "You got to try it for this part," and I was like, "I'm so busy. I'm on the road 6 days a week. I don't have any time." So after the third week, he called me. 2 weeks later, I said, "What the heck? I'll go down." Went down, I sparred for a little bit, and Gavin O'Connor, the director, and Greg O'Connor, the producer, and JJ Perry, the stunt coordinator, they loved me. And they said, "How much do you weigh?" I said, 230 pounds. They said, "Can you lose 30 pounds? I was like, "Oh, God." And I said, "Yeah, I can." And they said, "Can you stop tanning for a couple months?" Because obviously Russians are very pale in retrospect. And they asked me if I had any tattoos, and since I didn't have any on anywhere they could see, I figured they didn't want any tattoos, so I lied and said no, and I have one on my back. So they said, "We're going to make you Koba," and I was taken back. I mean, the part is not that big, but it's a very vital part in the movie. It's the same as Dolph Lundgren when he played in Rocky IV, and you know, I played that same type of character, the undefeated Russian coming over for the first time and never leaving the country and ranked #1 in the world. I was supposed to dominate the tournament, so it was a very cool role and a good way for me to start my acting career. I also did Dylan Dog and Beyond the Mat, which are both out this year. One just came out in May, and I have one coming out in December. But this movie was most important for me because I knew the success it would have.
And you're a wrestler that's actually kind of been on the periphery of MMA for a while. You've been on MMA shows. You've talked about getting into a career, but it's never quite come to fruition for you. Where are you with all that?
The problem was, and I am trying out for the Olympics again at age 43. I've been training for 5 months. The reason I am doing that is because I still want to compete. I wouldn't mind doing MMA. The problem is I was not able to agree to terms with every company, whether it be money or starting dates. I wouldn't be prepared the way I want to be. At one company, and I won't mention any companies because I have respect for everybody in the business, especially Dana White, who's one of my great friends, God bless him. But one company wanted me ready in 4.5 weeks. It just wasn't possible. I need at least 3 to 6 months training. So the Olympics was under my terms. Now, if I do well there, who knows? You know, if I end up making an Olympic team, which I expect to, God willing, that's going to open up a lot of doors in MMA again. Not that I can't go right now. It's just the fact that I am very loyal to Impact Wrestling. I've been a pro wrestler for the last 12 years, and I have a contract to finish out with them, and I'm going to do that. But the Olympics might open up other avenues, showing that I still have, you know, I'm still on top of my game, which I believe I am. My training's going extremely well, so you never know what can happen. But, you know, my ultimate goal is to end up being an actor, and it's always been ever since I won the Olympic gold medal. But I would love to get a few fights under my sleeve before I retire. Yes, indeed.
I would like to ask this question. It sounds like you're a very busy man and you're not on the internet a lot. Last week a story came out from one of the MMA sites saying that you had said you'd been offered a UFC contract. A bunch of pro wrestling sites went to Dana White on Twitter. He's very available there. He tweeted something very polite. Yeah, exactly. "I love Kurt Angle, but it's just not true." Could you clear the air on that or clarify?
I will respect Dana White's privacy, and I'm going to do that because I do love him. He has been very respectful and very good to me. If he does not want to talk about anything or any issues that we had, then I'm going to respect that. Dana White is one of my best friends as far as being in MMA and knowing people that I've known. I've spent time with them. I've sat down with them. I've taken the UFC physical, passed it. But if Dana White doesn't want to talk about it, then I'm not going to talk about it. That's fine with me because I am not going to hurt my relationship with Dana just because somebody wants an answer from me.
I understand, but physicals, conversations, this has progressed along at least a little bit. It's in discussion.
You know what? Out of respect for Dana White, a little bit, yes.
Absolutely. Well, Kurt, it was great to see you on the film. I think you do a really good job as the head arch enemy, shall we say. I hope I'm not giving away too much, and we'll see you in the film.